This is about Adobe InDesign. It's a new software after Photoshop and Adobe Illustrator. The new software in InDesign, Adobe InDesign. First, you have to check the start page and user interface, right? So first, open your InDesign. Okay, this is InDesign, the start page. Okay, here we have few options are there here. So there are a new file, you can create new file or open any file. This is the home button, learn, and your files, my file, shared with you, any files shared and deleted files. Okay, and here we have generative fill, so beta version. So elevate your layouts with your generative fill beta, turn SVG shapes or text into images with the custom textures and effects. So these are the new features, the AI connected with InDesign, right? So I'll explain all these advanced features in coming lessons. Okay, these are the recent files, user files. Okay, so this start page is almost look like your Photoshop and Adobe Illustrator. So because it is also coming from the Adobe family, right? Okay, let us check the new file. So start with the new file. Here we have the recent document is there, or saved documents if you have any saved documents, and for the print, okay, these are for the print. See all these InDesign new documents, templates, ready-made templates are there. So these are just you can click and drag, you will open it also. And for the web, these are for the web uses. These are the files, templates, and here there are the mobile, so UI UX design. So there are the templates files. Okay, coming to print here, come to print. In print area we have all the options, so legal, tablet, letter, and these are all the files. These are all the files. Okay, and here the recent files, recently used files. Suppose here I am using A4, otherwise you take any size of your choice. And see here some little changes are there comparing with your Photoshop and Adobe Illustrator in the settings, file settings area. This is for the title. Suppose interface I am giving. This is for the interface, and here showing width and height, showing in units. These are units. Right now it is in inches. In the same way here points, picas, millimeters, centimeters, scissors, agates, and pixels, right? So change to inches only. And here the orientation, vertical or horizontal. Okay, and see here the pages are there. It is the specialty of the InDesign. You can create pages, number of pages here, and here facing pages. So what is this? Facing pages means, suppose for a magazine or any book, you have left and right pages are there, right? If you want to see your document as it is, for the left and right side, you can use this facing pages, or otherwise you can uncheck this box, right? So I'll explain more about facing pages in coming lessons. So for time being, you can keep this as it is. Okay, pages 1 and the start page. So leave it as it is, the start page. And here we have a primary text frame. So what is this primary text frame? So primary text frame is all about there is the primary text frame is all about, in InDesign, a primary text frame is a special type of master page frame that controls the primary text flow in a document. It allows you to quickly switch layouts and keep the entire document's text flowing. Even if the page design changes, a primary text frame automatically adds or removes pages as needed when text is added or deleted, making it useful for documents with a dynamic content. Okay, so we'll check what is primary a text frame. Okay, and here the columns. Okay, columns, and here the gutter. Column is on row. Suppose in newspaper magazines or newspapers has columns. Sometimes 6 columns, 8 columns. In any newspapers, generally for the regular newspapers, usually we have 8 columns, right? So columns means rows, and then gutter. Gutter means column to column, the between space is called gutter, right? So we'll explain all these things more clearly. And there are margins and bleeding and slugs. Okay, so margins are what? Suppose here, if I give them preview here, in preview here it is showing, see, these are the margins. Okay, some margins here we are using here with the top, bottom, left or right sides 0.5. If you want, you can increase this size or decrease this size. See, it is changing here. Okay, for timing I am using this as it is. And bleed and slug. Okay, already we know about the bleed, and try to understand the slug and check the difference between bleed and slug, right? So for that, so again use this one. So here I am using, yes, let's understand about this. So bleed area and slug area. In InDesign, bleed area is the part of your artwork that extends beyond the final trim size to account for a slight variations during printing and trimming, ensuring no white edges appear. Slug area, on the other hand, is a space outside the page and bleed that contains information for the printer, like job notes or instructions, but is not part of the final printed product, right? So let us check here. So suppose here here I am adding some bleed, some points of bleed area. Okay, so the red line here the red line is showing that is the bleed area. So you can increase and decrease that bleed area, and below that this slug area, see there, to find this line here, it is showing below the red line. See my cursor, below the red line there is a blue line, and that is called slug area. In slug area, generally what we give the information to the printer, right? So it won't include in a printing. So it is only purely for the printer information, any instructions you are giving for the printer there, the slug area. Okay, right now I am not using any slugs and blades. All right, yes, as it is, I am using this as settings. So I am creating the page, yes. Now see, this is my page, the one page I created, and clearly observe this interface. This is the interface here. In the top there is a row, it is showing here. This is your menu bar. So menu bar: file, edit, layout, type, object, table, view, plugins, window, and help. The few things are new for you. The table option is not there in other the previous softwares, right? and the other things are there. So layout is also the new for you, and these are all tools. So you can display your tools in a single row, or otherwise you can double click here. Okay, convert into 2 lines, and after a menu bar, the second line here, it is showing this is what control panel, same like in Adobe Illustrator. There is a control panel, and in Photoshop we'll call as option bar, right? In Illustrator, control panel, and InDesign, a control panel. So these are all controls. Okay, and here the side panels are there. Okay, the pages are there. So this is the new thing in InDesign. You can create multiple pages, master pages. You can control the pages, and here layers are there, and links here, links panel, and there are strokes. Okay, and here color palette is there, and swatches, text to image. There is image AI generated included in InDesign also, and here the properties and CC libraries. If you have that original version InDesign, connect with the CC libraries, and here we have properties, right? The object properties, the file properties, right? Actually these are, and see here the bleeds and guides are there. So here you can uncheck your rollers, and here we have a baseline grid. Okay, the grids you can create, and here we have a document grid. So these are, and here guides, hide guides. If you have a guides, you can hide, and log guides, and hide a smart guides. The smart guides, when you create object, you drag, the smart guide will show you for the alignments. There you can hide the smart guides. Okay, quick actions, import files and text to image. These are AI features. Okay, we'll cover all these one by one. First let us check the interface. Okay, so here we have the document. This is right. I'm using Alt in my keyboard, and using my middle scroll, it is giving zoom in, zoom out, or otherwise I'm using Control minus on keyboard, or Control plus on keyboard. Okay, and then here see this is your actual print area, and this is the border, and right click here, and suppose here there is a paste in place, zoom in, zoom out to actual size, the entire paste border. Suppose this is your entire paste border. Okay, and right click here, this is your entire paste board is showing. So match paste board to theme color. This paste board is matching with the theme color. This is the theme color. Okay, even you can change this theme color to this, or this, and this. These are from preferences and interface. Okay, so let us keep this one dark gray. Okay, and right click here, suppose match pasteboard to theme color, uncheck. Okay, and here see hide rollers. So you can hide rollers, Control R, grids and guides. So you can lock, unlock, snap to guides and the grids, and display performance, fast display, typical display, high quality display. These are the settings. In right click you can find all these things whenever you are working with all the grids and guides, right? Okay, yeah. Next, in the top right corner there is showing the workspace. Here there is advanced workspace is there. This is advanced, more space you are getting here. Okay, and for the book, in InDesign mostly we design books, the magazines and newspapers, right? The InDesign is very helpful for designing multiple documents, multi-page documents like books and magazines and newspapers. And this is for the book area. The pages and the properties are showing. So find the difference. Okay, we'll discuss all these things. And for the digital publication, and this for the digital publication, here if you observe here, there is a bit of animations also involving. I'll explain more clearly all about all these things. Some animations also will involve in this, and timing also there, and the media, object states, and the buttons and forms. You can create buttons and forms, and hyperlinks and liquid layout. So I'll explain all these things, right, in the coming classes. Very interesting classes are there. Okay, and this is essential. This is the essential. Okay, when I'm changing all these workspaces, some changes are going, right? You have to observe all these things. And here it is essential classic. See, this is for essential classic. So mostly you can keep your software in essential classic mostly, right? That is preferable. Interactive for PDF. So that is interactive for PDF, and again here we have some options are showing here. A favor to interactive for PDF. This is printing and proofing. Okay, we are working for any print jobs for print option. Here you can change this option to print and proofing, and this is for the review. So for a review purpose. And the typography. So mostly for typographers use their fonts and text. Okay, so we'll get all these from this, right? Because all the paragraph and paragraph styles are showing here. Okay, come back to essential classic. The essential classic is there, and here if you observe here, the bottom, the file size it is showing. See, suppose it is in 100%. And this is a 50%. You can give this percent values by adding the number. Okay, and here we have C. There is a parent, A parent, right? So A parent, B parent, and the pages. So I'll explain in the coming classes because that is related to pages. And here see the last page and next page. If you have a multi-page documents. So here the pages will display here, and here see this is a never saved. So this document is never saved so far. This is a new document, and here it is showing pre-flight profile. So pre-flight profile is a basic working style. So that is, it's a working style in the digital publishing, and it is showing no errors. That means what? The file has no errors right now. Suppose if you are working with any design or any document, if you have any mistakes or any mistakes you are involving, any corrections in your pages, here that will show errors in a red button. Right now page has no errors, it is showing, right? So that is here. This is a simple interface about InDesign.